welcome back to the channel, Royale Greenstone. We're going to do today, we're going to work on a fish hook pennant chain, basically the whole thing, and I've already done a video on making a fish hook pennant, so I've just gone ahead and I've made another fish hook, and it's basically complete. It's just not polished yet, so it's ready to, attach to a chain. So with gold and silver prices the way they are, it's been, difficult to justify making a nice heavy chain with gold or silver. So I've got this stainless steel chain that really looks terrific. So I've got it cut to length right now. It's 19 inches. And so with the fish hook that we're going to add to it, it's going to make it roughly 20 inches. So kind of right in the area where most men would wear a 20-inch chain. So that's what we're going to focus on today. If it needs to be cut shorter, for somebody, then that's a little bit easier to take out, a couple links than it is to add later. So I've got this set up here to where we're just going to get started on this. So here's the chain. I'm going to go to first of all, just going to go to one end of it. And so we've got to get the hook to lay flat with the chain this way. So what I'm going to do, and I'd like to maybe have a double layer of this size silver through the first part of the chain, the first link. So I'm going to probably fold about this much over, maybe more. I'm going to wrap around a couple of times to give it that nice look, just like this. And then I'm going to, let's see, probably have enough room to do one more time around on this side. There we go. Okay, like that. Probably gonna just use this tool. This is just it's a pre-measured tool. It's a 5/16 dowel in steel. Here's what I got here. So now I've got a double layer. And now I'm just gonna snip it with enough to bring it back to the hook. Just like that. I'm gonna go ahead and run it through my stainless steel chain now. I want to bring it through both loops just like that. And now I want it to lay flat with the hook down, but I'm thinking I'm just going to solder this first so it stays put, and then I can work that twist in a little bit later on. So, looking for something round to use, probably just this again, maybe. Probably be better off with my round pliers. I'll just put a small roll on this. And that looked okay. Same thing on this. I'm not going to be able to get that size dowel through there anymore. There we go. Use my prong pusher and push this down to the hook. Perfect. Okay. Well, that's looking pretty good. So I've got a nice double strong layer through this stainless steel hook or stainless steel chain, and I guess the rest now is just soldering, and then I'm going to put the final twist into it to where I want it to stay. I've got it set up to where I'm pretty sure I've got it where I want it. So I'm going to try to drop this back a little bit and get some flux down around the back side of this. As much flux as I can through here. Just want this to be really fluxed so that the solder flows evenly through this knot. Okay. I'm going to bring some flux up this side here to kind of join that part of the knot and that side of the knot. I believe that's pretty good. So this is the direction I'd like that to lay when it's finished. Having trouble getting some flux in that spot. Okay. Pretty sure I got the knot right. Just gonna pull that tight. And then I believe I can solder that. My torch fired up here, so I'll probably take a little extra heat. There we go. I'm going to start with the hook side. It's just going to take a little more to get this hook heated up than it is that wire. This time through, I'm just making sure I've got enough solder to hold that the way I want it. And then also enough to make it so it doesn't twist in the setting. Which I'm pretty sure we have now. Let's see if I can hold this up. Looks great on the back, looks great on the front. Success. So I'm gonna go ahead and use this patterned silver here. This kind of looks like a rope. And I'm gonna use this for making the circle to connect the closure here. So I'm gonna start by measuring. This dowel fits perfectly over top of this hook and barb right here. So it's approximately the right size to make this closure with. So I'm gonna go ahead and roll this around here. Just gonna make a circle out of this, rolling it around this dowel. You can't see really well what I'm doing, but I'll show you in just a second. So I'm rolling it, I'm rolling it around the dowel, and now I'm just going to tighten up that closure a little bit. Probably going to use the plier to make that more perfectly round. So you can kind of see where I'm at here. Got it around the dowel. perfect circle, just like that. So now I'm just going to mark and cut it. Okay. So, kind of looks like a split ring right now. I left it a little bit long. I just want to make sure I have enough there so that it can function. So, take my hook here, run it through here. It looks a little big, even right now. So I'm going to cut that back a little bit more. Close the ring a little. That hook through here just fits. So that's where I want to be. Just like that. I'm going to take this. Got to get it through my other end of my chain. Just like that. And now I'm just going to make the closure and solder it. I like it to be a little bit more rounded. It's kind of straight right at the end there, so I think that'll help. There it is, perfect. All right, great. Kind of see it's just a perfect little circle ring. So I've made a circle at the end of this with some patterned silver that looks like rope, and now all I'm going to do is I'm just going to try the function of it without it soldered. So the split ring is just joined but not soldered. So I'm going to try the function of it. And I want it to be sort of difficult to fit in here, but maybe like this. Perfect. So it has to come basically all the way around before it comes out. Just like that. That way it's just not going to come off while you're swimming or something. So that's ready. I'm going to set up the piece to solder now. Just got to get a little bit of flux on this. And this piece is ready to solder. Trying not to get any heat on the chain itself. I just don't know how the steel will react to that amount of heat. There's the closure. It's soldered nicely. I'm just going to cool it. Oh, I'd like to see how this whole thing functions and get the twist in the metal exactly the way I want it. So right away, this isn't twisting quite where I'd like it to twist to, but maybe it is. So I'd like that to go through the back. And then hook like that. And actually, it actually looks really nice. My only thought is possibly putting a little bit of a twist right here. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. Grab onto this chain here to make sure it's straight. Probably use another pliers here. Perfect. So it's got a nice tight twist to it now. And I think from here I'm just going to polish it. So this will wear and present like that. Pretty cool. I was just going to take away a lot of these rough edges that I have on this hook. So just going to go ahead and start working that. I like to just rub my thumb over it to make sure I don't feel any snags or anything on it. Sometimes where you solder, it can just have a little bit of a sharp edge. So just try to feel everywhere where it's going to be felt and just make sure that there's nothing there that can snag. I see a spot right here I'm going to smooth out. Okay, now it's going to go into the pickle. It's going to get cleaned up, polished, and finished. Pull the chain out of the pickle, and it's looking pretty good, so I'm just going to give this a sanding with my 400 grit. Okay, so I've got it done, I've got it polished. It turned out really, really nice. We've got the chain connected to the hook, and if you've noticed, I have a slight twist right in the end of this. So what you want to do is you just want to make sure that lines up with the rest of the chain. That way when it hangs in a straight line with the rest of the chain. So there's that. Now I have this this closure. It's small enough so that this has to go almost backwards through and then connect. So it makes it a really nice connection, and it's not going to go anywhere. And it's just going to it's going to wear like that. Pretty nice deal. Very cool. Guys, sporting the chain. It actually lays pretty well. It looks pretty nice. Doubt it'll make me a better fisherman though, but it'll make me look the part anyhow. If you like the video and you want to throw me a comment, that'd be great too. I'd like to hear from you. Anyway, take care guys. Please be well until next time.